Hello world, I'm LJ and this is LJ Goes Sweden. Today it's time to talk about Tesla's latest update, which is still not the Christmas update, version 2025.44.3. And actually I was planning to show you this little update on my own car because it was a Saturday as usually. I was just running my errands and I saw like, oh, okay, I can take the update. So I was planning on preparing everything that I can show you in my car. And now when I drove home, it disappeared. It's just gone. It says in my software that my car is up to date. There you can see right now, my car is on the latest version. I was seeing the update, but I was not parked close to the Wi-Fi, so I couldn't update. But now, what? Look at this. It just appeared. Why is it appearing now? You just saw that my car said it was up to date. We're just gonna continue the video though, because it is not that much anyway. Let's talk about this 2025.44.3, which in the beginning got me a bit confusing because I thought like .3 isn't .25 the Christmas update. And then I was like, .3 is, at least when you talk about numbers, like the higher number compared to .25, right? But then I think it made sense, like .25 is like the 25th like subversion of the 44 branch. So I think it still makes sense when Tesla releases the 44.25 as the Christmas update. Here we are. It is a very, very minor update, but I also think like, why did they even push it as an update? Is it always like this that Tesla publishes like a 44 version that has like a little thing and then the Christmas update on a similar branch? I don't know. I cannot remember from last year. But let's just go through those little updates. So first of all, good news for all the Intel users, the dashcam update, so basically the viewer where you have like the multiple grids that you have on my car as well, so we can just go there for a sec. I have not been on that thing for a long time. So for example, here a good example, I'm driving down the beautiful fjords of Geiranger in Norway. So the Intel users now are receiving something similar than this. That is me driving down this beautiful fjord and now, oh yeah. Crazy people there. Look at this. Oh, yo, close everywhere. But very, very beautiful road. I really, really love driving there. That was amazing. And I could talk about my summer vacation now, but it was not the goal for this video. So the Intel users now also have the ability to see a grid where they can see like multiple views at the same time, which is definitely a nice thing. So I'm very happy that Tesla made it happen, that the Intel hardware is now also capable of showing like the multiple video threads, because I think that was the big issue, that you couldn't show multiple at once. Now you have this overview. There's probably some difference by the looks. It's probably not going to be like fully identical. If you have an Intel Tesla, let me know in the comments down below. How does it look? Is it good? Is it satisfying? While I'm sitting here right now going through those software things, it is the perfect time to ask you guys, if you are in need of a new Tesla, to feel free to support me by using my referral link right up there, because not only do you support me by giving me some free Tesla supercharging kilometers or something similar, you also get yourself a little incentive. May it be some $1,000 in discount when buying a new car, may it also be free supercharging kilometers or miles, may it be free full self-driving or other things that is just popping up on Tesla's mind. Thank you very much for your support. Else, of course, you can always check out Buy Me a Coffee to support me there when you're not in need of a Tesla. And now let's go back to the video. Okay, then something else that I thought already exists on Teslas for like, I don't know, 10 years or something. I didn't know that this does not exist until now, is the radio traffic announcement. So basically, there's like a feature that probably like a lot of cars have. You're driving like on the road and you're maybe listening to music or like a radio channel, and out of a sudden the radio channel swaps and then you have like the radio traffic saying like, oh, there's a traffic jam, or there is like a person driving on the wrong side of the road, of the highway, or there is like a speed camera or something like this. And these announcements usually were like pushed through what you actually were listening to. And I was always thinking that I had this in my car. Personally, I don't even need it, because I mean Google Maps is pretty good with seeing like when you have a traffic jam and what's going on, and I'm not using the radio at all in general, so for me this is something that I'm not going to be using. What is the radio symbol again? That one. So I don't know how loud it is. I have to make it a bit quieter. And there you have this little like traffic light there that we have for all the stations. Of course, in Sweden, we don't have so much options. You can see it. Once you click on this, then you get like, oh, it was actually on. It was turned on, but I don't want to have it on though. I mean, for like people that are commuting a lot through like heavy traffic, I think it is nice that they have the ability now. Better than nothing, right? And then we only have a minor update. That's basically already it. So this minor update now is another feature that you can exclude when you're at home. And this is the cabin overheat protection. If the car is heating up above, I don't know, 35, 40 degrees Celsius or something, that the car is getting cooled down so that the car is like not overheating, because of course heat also takes some kind of toll on all the textile and all the materials in the car. So there is this option that you can turn it on. Of course, it consumes also a lot of electricity. Cabin overheat protection. You have no AC and on. And I guess when I click here now I can exclude home. That's exactly what I guessed. On and no AC now has this pop-up, and when off it doesn't even show on. Okay, that's a good little feature that is nice to have. And then there was one undocumented change that is in the service mode manual. And this is an option where you can now disarm airbags and do like resistance check routines. So basically it is service. That's why we're on the service mode also. So you disarm the airbag if you want to replace it, for example, that it doesn't go off, or you have to like disconnect a certain voltage line. New release notes. Routine has been added that allows users to disarm without the need to disconnect a low voltage system when diagnosing safety and restraint system. Once the airbag has disarmed, individual components such as an airbag or pretensioner can be tapped to view the resistance readings. So here we have the seats and here we have the airbags. And there you can already see now airbags armed, disarm before accessing the things. Of course, I don't want to press around here because I really don't want to disarm my airbags. I do not see myself doing this, but still it is a nice option for the people who are more onto the mechanical side and want to, like, you know, fiddle around with their car and maybe do a lot of the stuff themselves. I think that is it. We're at the end of November now. I have the feeling maybe even next week already we were talking about the Christmas update, or the latest in 2 weeks, because usually that's like when the time is coming up, when like the first information is dropping, what is coming, what is going to get released, and then the first people are receiving it. So I'm very curious what is on this Christmas update. What is your biggest wish for the Christmas update? That's what I'm wondering. Of course, the biggest rumor is that the biggest rumor, and I think it's gonna happen, is CarPlay. I still have the feeling that this is more like a transitioning feature for users that are just used to using the CarPlay in their old car. One of the biggest features I wish Tesla would bring with the Christmas update is some kind of improvements for the ambient lighting. I want to have it somewhat like guiding you when it's on navigation, like turn red in certain spots, like we have when you use like the commander from the sexy button, things like these. I would love to have Tesla integrate some of these features as well, but we have to see. I'm very, very curious if Tesla is gonna bring something out that I was not expecting. I would really wish so. What is your opinion on this small little update? Is it usual that Tesla releases those small little things with the same like subversion before the Christmas update? And what is your biggest wish for the Christmas update? And with that said, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. We're gonna see each other back in the next video. But until then, have a nice winter, stay safe on the roads, and we're gonna see each other back in the next video. Bye bye.